Hello. Now I'm doing this video for a follower called Boost. Hello, Boost. I told you I would do a video for you. So yeah, and he has a question. He has he really wants to do magical workings. He's like obsessed with it. Nothing else interests him because he's a Scorpio Neptune. He writes, you're Scorpio. Scorpio is obsessive, and Neptune, he just can, either he can just blur everything out, make everything just there can be a lot of problems with a Neptune, or he can just provide unconditional love for everything that of that sign that he's in. And Scorpio is magic, powerful. The Lord Pluto, who lords Scorpio, he lords the first ray, the commander of the magician. And Mars also is powerful. He lords the number 9 in numerology, the shaman. And they both lord Scorpio. Yeah. So have a lot of Scorpio. You have a lot of. You should be quite powerful, Boost. I don't understand. You're right, you're unfortunately a person who can't contact these beings, despite having your astral senses open. And somebody has said that you has been a powerful magician for many lifetimes. And then he wants me to ask one of these god beings here. Can I ask you to ask one of these beings when you meet with one why I can't call spirits, why he cannot call spirits? And I don't understand what he means by he can't call spirits, because I don't understand what you mean really there, Boost, because then the last you have been in contact with the succubuses. The last thing you're writing to me here is that you think you're going crazy because you have fallen so romantically in love with Lilith and her primordial energy so much that you can't eat and can't sleep, and your body's shivering and trembling all day from craving her, and you can't do anything to fulfill or stop it. It's deadly love, you say, right? Yeah, and I answer you there, and I tell you that could be just her just affecting you that way. Those desires, that love, those emotions, the craving for none of it, probably none of it is yours, because she's so fucking manipulative, this bitch. If she was a human, she would be incarcerated in a mental institution or in prison, because the way she manipulates men, and the way how disgusting she is towards men, and the man hatred. You know, if she wants you, she puts her claws in you, and you have no chance. You're gonna get so abused by her. And she's gonna want you all to herself, and she's not gonna take no for an answer, because she's borderline and she's so entitled. She has she sees you as an object. She does not care about your emotions. She has no empathy. She doesn't care about you or what you want or what your feelings or nothing like that. I have I have so many strong men here, and she's been abusive towards me today. She and her bitch ass friend Synonym, they have been active and abusive towards me today, and all I can do is just scream to all the men I have here in the astral, just do something about her, just do something, get her out of my life, get her to shut up, get them away from me, because men know what it's like to be abused by these women, and Lilith, she tried to put her claws in Saturn, and Saturn had to trash her. She didn't yield until he had broken her completely. So you being a human, having no astral protection and no gods to protect you from her, you're in severe trouble. Because they can control your every emotion, your every desire, your every. They can make you fall in love with them insanely. They can make you crave you. They can make you crave you sexually insanely. They can make you feel things you shouldn't feel at all. They can affect your thoughts. So you can't trust anything in your system. Nothing. You really have to get in touch with your higher self and merge with your soul now if she's around you, because and you can't trust anything you feel, think, or desire or anything if she's around, because she's one of the most manipulative and abusive of these demons that I have met. Lilith, Synonym, and Belial. They're quite equal. They're severely deranged and abusive, and they don't have any capacity to see you as they just see you as an extension of themselves, because they are borderlines, psychopathic narcissists. So you're in big trouble there, and then you are speaking to spirits if you have contact with her and she's around, then you are communicating with spirits. So, but just you want me to ask. So I thought I would ask. I don't understand. I asked you a question. What it is you want from what kind of beings it is you want, and what for, what do you want to speak to them for, and what do you want out of it, and what's the goal with talking. You seem to, and what you write is you just want to do magic, you're obsessed about doing magic, and you just want to get in touch with these beings and do magic, and the ascension, your ascension is the goal. So, and you want me to ask a God being here that I'm in touch with or in tune with. So I thought, why not ask Jupiter? Jupiter. I can see Jupiter. He's so fine. Jupiter, why do you think he can't communicate with the gods or spirits that he wishes to communicate with? Jupiter looks a little snuggish and a little like, what the fuck does he mean? Can't communicate with the gods. I don't know if I can answer that question. Jupiter says, and the medium here has already told you a lot of ways to seek gods and spirits and stuff. And they communicate for me to say to you. Saturn. He just sits by his desk with his feet on the table drinking whiskey and just looks confused. Um, I don't know what kind of beings he wants to do magic. So I guess he wants to get in touch with what kind of magic? What kind of magic do you want to do, Boost? I mean, if you get in touch with Isis, Sirius, with the old Egyptian myths, she's the mistress of all magic. So if you want to do magic, just study all magic, what magic is, philosophize around what magic is, and just get in touch with the archetype of the magician and do all magic. I mean, of course, you get really in tune with the astral plane. Then the astral plane is just magic. The gods manifest materia in the astral plane. They manifest ships in the astral plane, real materia, like this hard wall here, just like that. So where they live on the other side, everything there is magic. I guess you want to experience that, getting in touch and getting in friendly, close relationship with the gods. So you get to experience the other side and life on the other side and what awaits you when you die here, because you gotta find your heaven and know where you're gonna go when you die, so you don't get snatched down to somewhere by Lilith, because these abusive demons, they can threaten you, to snatch you after you die. If you're not gonna go anywhere, we're gonna take you and you're gonna go down. They threaten so much when their little egos are hurt a bit. They can't take care of their emotions, so they just get a little bit offended and they smash the big drum. They just make huge things out of nothing, always, just because they can't take care of their little ego injuries and can't tend to their own emotions, and they are highly underdeveloped and mentally handicapped, these beings, for some reason. I don't know why. So much they don't understand. But especially, as I have said, three of them. Now I'm getting out of. I'm just rambling here about all kinds of things. I was gonna talk a little bit about Paimon. He's also codependent on these beings, like super entangled with Belial, and have no. But I guess it's because they live over there in the United States, and they're in witch wars and warlock wars and just predatory. They do baneful magic and predatory magic, and the magicians over there in the United States, you follow, now we're quitting his channels down, but I mean, the things they do, they create big demons in the astral where they plan to feed living humans with, and these demons live with humans who behave and think like that and do things like that, like humans wanting to become real vampires and stuff like we haven't done that before. And learn. I mean, that's old karma. That's so retarded. We humans, we have already been there, done that. It wasn't a hit. Otherwise, it would have. I mean, seriously. They are just provoking opposition. They are provoking new law. I mean, they're gonna be new laws against the more innocent people getting hurt in their bullshit that these black magicians do over there. The more laws are gonna they're just drawing up attention to them. Opposition. It's just and that I mean the mental capacity of them must be so low. There must be new souls on earth. I mean, like they haven't learned anything from the past. It's really, really strange. One can just hope that they only kill themselves and fast, so we don't have to hear about it anymore. It's just hearing about what they do is disturbing. And I hope and I pray and I do everything to do all I can just to God stop it from reaching Europe or Scandinavia. Idiocracy. I mean, Jesus Christ. Sadly, it touched England where a guy killed 2 innocent women to try to get some power from being in the asteroids. It's so sad. Humans living thinking they're so powerless, you know? Trying to overpower with a demon in the astral. It's pathetic. But anyway, I don't know, Boost, what got us to ask. Shall we ask Saturn again? What does Boost need to do to get in touch with? Because now it seems he has real problems with Lilith, and you know what it's like to have problems with Lilith. So maybe he needs to get in touch with you. Maybe you, Saturn, can help him. Saturn just looks nervous and sits by his desk and he looks so funny. Stop just being stupid. He's so fucking funny. He always jokes around. And no one can look as deranged and confused and disturbed as he can. I don't think any god can answer his questions, says Jupiter. I think his secretary is speaking. Just seek them. Just seek the gods you want to speak with. Or if a demon is haunting you, hurting you, just scream for help. Seek the angels. Or gods, the gods you feel most drawn to. I mean, it's known. All the kind non-abusive gods like Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Shiva, Isis, Sirius, Hecate, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Santa Muerte. All the normal gods knows everything about these deranged beings, so they will help you fight them. and they will, if you seek them, they will reply to you. Sooner or later, it took me to get help from our God to get free from Belial's abuse, severe abuse. What you're experiencing with Lilith is nothing. She's a woman, so she isn't as strong. But I mean, she has abused me pretty damn much. Even if she's a woman, but you're quite lucky, because she is a woman and she isn't as strong. So, but you're at the risk of becoming severely abused by her. So you gotta seek protection. You gotta seek the gods. You seek the Galactic Federation, Isis, Sirius, and Saturn. And now I'm feeling Saturn is a little worried that Lilith is causing problems for another human being, because that means problems for him. The more that these beings abuse other humans, the more it will end up at his table, because he runs this age, the age of Aquarius. Jupiter ran the age that we are leaving, Pisces. But they work together. The ages will run parallel until everyone has done their work and switched to the age of Aquarius. But I mean, humans grow so slow, and they're just so complacent where they are, just fine where they are. No one really works much at themselves or anything. It's just the new age movement, the new waves of a certain type of souls that incarnates right now that really works on themselves. So so the ages will probably run parallel for quite a long time. But yeah. So what else can I do for you here? Both you right here. You're so excited and happy of the chance that you will be able to communicate with spirits and do magic and things like this. Yeah, you really want to get in touch with these spirits and do magic and stuff. But if it's demons you're seeking, you gotta get in touch with Lucifer first. I tried to get in touch with Lucifer first, but he wouldn't answer me. Sadly, the only one of the demons that answered me was Belial, the most abusive of them all, the most deranged of them all that I've seen or met so far. And I mean, now I have met Beelzebub, he's here, Coronson, Lucifer's Rovacal, Asmodeus came the last time I screamed for help. I asked Joseph from Legion of Lilith for more help, because Synonym was so abusive and Lilith was so abusive, and it was so deranged, and he suggested ask Asmodeus, because he's it is said he is a consort to Synonym, so ask him for help. And he came and he actually helped some. So thank you, Asmodeus, and thank you, Joseph, for the tip. And then there was I was also told by Joseph to ask Pazuzu for help, but Pazuzu is an angel, so he lords under the gods, and the gods decide. So he just did nothing, Pazuzu. But And what more? Belial, Lucifer. I love Lucifer very much. It's I really don't I really don't seduce, and I'm really not interested in a relationship. I just got divorced from my husband. We have been, I mean, all the relationships I've been in has been narcissistically abusive. I grew up with narcissistic parents. All my men have been narcissists, bordering on psychopaths, and me a codependent. I mean, uh, the all the relationships I've been in all my life has been so difficult, and even the friendships, friendships I've had has been difficult, and with all the abuse and all the trauma, of course, I ended up in being a criminal and an addict, and so on and so forth. So, and there in the criminal world, you only have antisocials and psychopathic antisocials. So, I mean, I wasn't. I count myself as antisocial myself, and codependent, bordering on psychopathy, kind of, because I was so cold, and I mean I being stuck in that ego and that neural wiring and stuff. I mean, oh damn, that's hell on earth. That's hell on earth. I managed to free myself from all of it and heal all my traumas and stuff. So it's fully possible. But anyway, Boost. Now I'm rambling on about. I don't know how to help you get in touch with these beings. Really, I can just advise you to because they decide themselves if they want to talk to you or not, and they are just like us humans. They have their personalities, and if they don't want to speak, they don't speak. If they don't want to be in touch with you, they won't get in touch with you. And if they want to be alone, they will be alone. And I mean, no, I mean, I cried, and for 2.5 years, I wondered why the angels didn't come. I cried for angels. I cried for Jupiter. I wonder why no gods came. Why no one heard me? What was wrong? And now I am pretty sure that it was Belial blocking my field, so no gods could hear me, or because they can do that. They can block the field so you can't feel your own emotions. You can only feel the shit they put in. They can put in whatever fucking emotion they want into you. Block the field to your soul, your higher self. So if they want to abuse you, you have no gods protecting you. They can just block your field and put in the shittiest emotions into you that they can think of in their sadistic, abusive mindset. Yeah, but then even when I started to get in touch with him, when I started to really get in touch with, for example, Jupiter, he was just tired and sad, and it was like he just came and looked at me sadly, and he always came like from Olympus, from above. you know, coinciding with the myth Olympus, always above. And it was, and I mean, it took, he never came and did anything. And I thought it was so strange because Jupiter is known as the demon fighter, and the one that's supposed to help you the most when you have problems with the demons. But nah, he just he came and he hugged a bit, and he was kind of so, but then he just withdrew, and he just looked sad, like he couldn't do anything. And I just what the fuck? Why I still don't understand. I think my speculations is that it's because his time age is over. He's tired of the fighting, or maybe just the god Jupiter hasn't been involved directly himself with fighting these demons. Maybe it's another fucking god from the Jupiterian star system that's been fighting these demons. I don't know. The only thing we humans know from the astrology and stuff is that it's Jupiter who's the demon fighter. But maybe he's just so tired after having been running the last 2,500 years something of the last age of Pisces that he's just so tired he doesn't have any strength or want to engage. I don't know. I mean, then it took probably a year after chasing after Saturn. Like now, I had to go to Saturn. Like you're the. I get help from no one, from nowhere, and you're the ultimate no. You're the ultimate turn. You're the only one left. You're in charge of this age, this age of Aquarius, and you're Judge Dredd, and you're the one who's the one who's the ultimate no. Like you're not allowed to behave in any manner here on Earth. You're the only one who can help me. And so finally he stepped down, but I mean it took 2.5 years. I mean, after having fought with Saturn for a year, we managed to push Belial further away from me. But I mean, more demons just show up, and more gods have to show up because more other abusive demons show up to support Belial. Like Lilith and Synonym, they support Belial abusing women, like he has done to me. You know, the abuse Belial has put me through, because he's borderline and worships psychopaths and has such a weak ego, and suffers such women hatred. He hates women. God knows why. Probably got hurt by women at some point, and you know, like the serial killers on TV. Their mothers hurt them, and so they go around killing innocent women because of it. You know, pathetic. But that's how some beings, their neural wiring just happens to become that way. Something wrong with their DNA. Something. I mean, Jesus Christ, we have all been abused here. We have all suffered abuse from men, women. You know, no innocent being should ever have to suffer just because you yourself has taken some shit. I mean, it's yeah, but it's mental illness is a known thing, and it's the same with these beings on the other side. yeah, but back to Boost here. Any god who can he says he looks forward to speaking to gods and god beings. Just he's unfortunate because he can't speak to them. What's it gonna take gods here? Any other god who has any tip for him? No, that's all I hear. Just seek them is what I hear now. Just seek the gods you want to seek. God damn it. Now Agra. Is it Agra Padmala combined with Lilith? Sometimes they fuse and combine with each other, so you don't know which. Like they can be both at the same time. And if they really want to confuse you and they don't want you to know what being is speaking, Lucifer can go in and become Samael, for example, and speak to you. And they can confuse you so much you have no idea what. I mean, sometimes they confuse me so much. The demons become each other, and the gods, I think they retaliate, so they become them and shapeshift into other of themselves, and I just have to go, okay, now you are I as a human can't follow you now. I do not know who's speaking when and what, so I have to withdraw. I can't engage at all. This is it's so astral, so a human can never engage or understand it or anything. It just becomes a big confusion, so you just have to get out of the astral. Now Saturn sits by Seskin, looks. He does such funny things with his mouth. No one's really answering you, he says. No one's really answering me or Boost here. Just keep seeking the gods you want to be in touch with, and seek them kindly and nicely and lovingly. And if you want to get in touch with Lucifer, just for example, if you want to get in touch with Lucifer, just buy like something that represents him. I bet there are statues of him now, but otherwise a peacock. They say he has something to do with the peacock angel. So you can buy a peacock, put a candle there, light a candle for him every day, and give him some love and thought every day and night, and speak to him telepathically, like, I want to get in touch with you, I want to get to know you, I want to establish a good relationship with you. I am a kind human, and I want to learn everything about magic, and I seek you as a mentor and as an elder, as someone who is knowledgeable about these things, and I hope you reply. And if he doesn't, then seek another god. Seek Saturn. He's the god of this age, Aquarius. the most the most interesting god one can have be in touch with, I think. He's my favorite. I'm very Saturnian. I have Saturn in Libra in on my ascendant. I love Pluto very much also, but Pluto is very he's also here, but he's very reserved. He stays in the background, typically Plutonian. Saturn is very much the boss here. He came as the boss, but Jupiter had to step down also because it didn't go so well with Saturn. He got too abusive himself, so Jupiter declared his mission failed, that he failed, and that Jupiter had to take over. And so Jupiter did take over, and that lessened the abuse very much for me. So I'm very, very, very grateful to Jupiter. He's a fine man, Jupiter. He's a real fine man. Gotta be careful with so he doesn't mistake you for wanting him as a husband or something. And I think it's because he had a real hard time with Hera. If you know the Greek myths, he's had a real hard time with loving relationship. I mean, I don't know which one of us who has had it the worst, but yeah. So no one's interested in loving relations here. I mean, but still love happens. It's nothing one can control. So I mean, I have fallen in love with Lucifer, for example, and not manipulated. As I wrote to Boost in the comment section, that I wrote to him that I have fallen in love with so many of these god beings now, that I know when they are manipulating you and making you feel it, and when you're actually falling in love authentically. And I know and can feel when they manipulate your desires and emotions and stuff, and when it's my own, when it's from my own soul, and when it's just them fucking around with you. So yeah, Lucifer is one of the ones I have fallen in love with for real. And also Saturn. But yeah, they have so many narcissistic defenses, and the love scare, and they confuse love with abuse. So and to the extent they have to get out of the relationship almost before they have gotten into it. I mean, it's typical with traumatized people and narcissism and stuff, that it is that way. Love gets confused with abuse, and so you suffer from love scare, it's called, but it's really kind of I describe it more as a love hatred. I suffered the same thing. I mean, I knew what I had with my baby father's and all the men I've been with. I knew it wasn't love. I mean, you feel a little love in your heart, but then it's just abuse. So it takes a lot of self-work and healing to understand what love is, and to get it separate abuse from love, and so on and so forth. But But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else for you, Boost. If it's sad we can add that I can't do the what's it called, so when you can ask questions directly live do YouTube live, so you could ask the questions directly to the God you want to ask the questions, so I could channel the answer that way, because but I'm doing the best I can here. And you can always just write to me in the comment section, and I can try to help you and guide you there. And yeah, I mean, seek the gods, buy a statue for the god you want to get in touch with, and as I said, light a candle for that god, and give it a loving thought every night, evening, before you go to bed. And be sure that you want to establish a respectful, loving relationship, and so there's no narcissistic, egoistic abusiveness involved, because they can feel it right away. So just be sure to be authentic, loving, caring, empathic, and be sure to treat them just as well as you would treat your own children, or your fellow human, because they are just like us. And they're even a strange thing where they get confused, the gods on the other side, where they get confused, thinking they're human in bodies on the other side, in the astral, even though they're gods on the other side, immortal. So just like we humans are gods, God beings in bodies that don't understand that we are God beings in bodies, souls in bodies, because we think we are the body before we do the yogi stuff, the transformation, and the Shiva, the yogi. We have to, do mantras and dismantle the ego, and do mantras to, rewire ourselves to make us understand that we are not the body, we are not our thoughts or emotions, they are just objects, that we are the observer. Like I had to sit and say, I'm not the body, I'm not the emotions, I'm not the thoughts, I'm a soul here on earth, in body, having a sojourn. I had to repeat and do exactly the opposite of what my ego said for a long time. It took like a year, I think, to dismantle the ego. And I mean, Jesus, so many misconceptions that was stuck in there, in that sacred spiritual ball in the heart, and the neural wiring I had. Oh my God. Choo. But it's like they have the same problem, the gods and the beings on the other side, just reversed. Because like Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, they and the planetary gods, they have incarnated so much with us that they all of a sudden they think they are humans in bodies on the other side, even though they are God beings, immortal on the other side. So they have the same fucking problems in reverse. I've told them you have to do your yoga. You have to do the yogi stuff on the other side, because you have the same problem that we have, but reversed. But you know, the with the demons abusing here and the tension, they have to war and fight for me all the time, you know, for my safety and for the safety of my children. And because these abusive demons, they threaten to kill my children and me, and abuse my children and me. I mean, torture, you know, me and the ones I love the most, you know. Just to hurt, just statistically hurt, just because they are mentally, they are ill. And so the gods constantly have to fight for me. So I mean, they can't do, they have no time to go do the meditative stuff and work on themselves. So in that way right now, so sad, you know, that abusive beings take up so much resources. I mean, bothers so many gods and beings on the other side, and like an innocent human like me, and I mean, even threatening to torture and torment my children, innocent children, just because they get their little egos hurt for all and nothing. I mean, just you saying no, you know, to one of them is enough for their little egos to get hurt and start to scream that they're gonna abuse and torture your children and stuff. It's so pathetic. It's like it's like they have never had a real problem in their whole life. Really, really strange. I don't understand it, because it said that they have lived in hell for so long. And still they act like they have never had a problem in their whole life. I mean, if they really had suffered, if they had gone through wars, I mean, fought in wars, I mean, I have had real troubles, like, you know, you wouldn't care if someone said you're an idiot, or said I want you to go, or said no when you once, I mean, to call that such things a problem, to torture others over, you know, it's and I mean, they have chosen to come here themselves and listen to everything I think and say, because when the beings are here around you in the astral, you can't hide any thoughts. You can't hide any thoughts, anything. They hear, see everything you feel and think. So I mean, that's their boundaries to keep. If they can't stand what you feel and think, they have to go. You know. But they're so mentally disabled. They react and get angry at things you feel and think about them, like they don't understand that they have chosen to be here themselves, you know. Because if they understood they have chosen to be around a human and listen and hear and see and think everything that human feels and thinks, and knowing you're deranged yourself, abusive and stuff, and knowing that human isn't going to think well of you, that the system can react with anger, it's an enigma. Because if it's like they have no awareness at all, like they're so mentally deranged and handicapped that I mean, yeah, they would be institutionalized if they were humans. Like when I say you have to go, I don't want you in my life, Lilith, and she doesn't go. I mean, if that was a human who stepped inside my home, and I said, I don't want you in my home, you have to go. what the fuck are you doing in my home? Get the fuck out of my home. And that person doesn't leave. I mean, we call the police. I mean, it's the same, but like Lilith and Belial and Synonym, they don't understand stuff like that. They're so socially incapable and mentally deranged and handicapped that they don't understand that kind of stuff. It's and I mean, looking at Samael, like, what the fuck? These are supposed to be your wives. And I mean, he just looks like he just wants to disappear from the face of the earth when we speak about these things. I mean, how can he even want to be associated with these women? It's oh, I don't know what to say, seriously. So I mean, to all you men thinking about seeking these succubuses or incubuses, don't do it. I have seen all these both Agrippa, Malat, Synonym, and Lilith, their man hatred. You seek them, you're gonna be their victims, because it's kind of a sex trafficking thing they do with spirits over there in the United States with these incubus and succubuses. It's like the men think they can just seek them for sex, and these female spirits, their man hatred. I mean, it's like the worst. I mean, we human women, we can have man hatred, but we're so used to men. I mean, as soon as you incarnate, you risk getting raped and abused, and we have to sell our bodies sometimes, and it's just, we just know it is that way. We don't go killing innocent men just because we've been forced in previous lives to be whores or whatever. But these bitches, they're so spoiled and have never been through anything really, because they live on another plane, so they really don't have to go through anything. They can just be angry in their egos, not really having to suffer. Unless a god like Saturn goes after them, then they get some real shit. But when it comes to humans, it's just over abuse. They just use their structure. They have a structure so they can get at us, and they can abuse us in so many ways. It's just a structure they were given. It's just what they have, their life form. They have that kind of abilities, but they see it as they have power and that they are powerful. And when they abuse us like that they are powerful, it's like if I went out and killed an ant and thought I was powerful. But they don't understand, because they are underdeveloped in their men and have severely they are severely incapacitated in their severely intellectually incapacitated and underdeveloped and mentally handicapped. It's oh, I can go on and on about it, but it doesn't help. They have to work so much on themselves, and all the god. I mean, everyone in the astral are trying to make them understand, but their egos are constantly just doing everything to just stay the way they are, because they have these false confidences, that are totally blown out of proportions. Oh, it's so, yeah, and it's really bad when it's a spirit in the astral, because if you have no gods protecting you on the other side, you stand no chance. But anyway, Boost, it can take some time to get in touch with these beings. But if you want to establish loving relationships with these gods and these beings, whatever gods you want, I'm sure you will succeed and find your heaven, where you're gonna go when you die. I'm gonna live on the ships, the Galactic Federation ships and Arcturian ships, and I'm searching for more places to. Also, the Theosophical Society, the heaven of the Theosophical Society, and the Masters. I'm seeking more places to go when I die, because I really want to know where I'm going after I've died. There was when me and Lucifer were in love, we tried to be man and wife, and I got a star. I created a star. I got a star created for me from I don't know how it happened. It just happened, and I have my demonic aspect loaded in that star, and I can't remember everything now. It was so, so much happened in the astral when this star was born. And the plan was that I was supposed to go and live in hell with Lucifer and rule hell with him and be his wife. But since all his male friends opposes that he marries a woman, a human woman, and makes a human woman his wife, they abuse him so much that he has to withdraw, and I can't take the abuse either. They abuse it so the threats I have to take. I mean, they threaten it. It comes down to them killing my children and abusing me, torturing me so much. It will never happen. They make sure it will never happen. So really sad, you know. They just all Lucifers. I mean, all of them. Beelzebub, some yeah, Lilith and him, especially the women, they would never. They are so pathologically envious of other beautiful women and stuff, dominant women and stuff. You know, they would never allow it. So they just abused him, and they threaten me and torture me and abuse me. So just to make sure that it would never happen, that Lucifer would take me as his wife, and have me rule with him, because it is said that he's supposed to rule hell and be king of hell. And of course he needs his queen. Let's just hope he finds his queen someday, somewhere. A goddess. Maybe it should be a goddess. Or be a goddess on the other side, from the other side. Anyway, now I'm single. I don't want any loving relationship with any of these gods or god beings. I'm so tired of relationships. I suffer such relationship tire. You know, when you live in Libra, you have so much difficult relationships. You just the last thing you want is another fucking relationship. I'm so happy to be single. Oh, it's just such a relief, you know. So I mean, and I have many male friends. So I mean, there's always a man to call if you want to have someone come over and snug a bit, you know, just feel the masculine, because the masculine energy is really all you that a woman wants and loves. And I have my favorite musicians like Struggle Jennings and Jelly Roll and Doobie the rapper, and you know, Metallica. James Hetfield is good too, you know, supplying lots of those nice, good, um, strong masculine energies that we women love. But anyway, it's been an hour and 6 minutes, so and I'm tired, so I gotta go. Lots of love to you. Hope it did something for your boost. I guess I'll see you in the comment section otherwise. Bye.